Welcome to The Explainer, where we break down big topics. So, back in 2023, a marketing campaign did something incredible. It didn't just sell a product, it literally painted the entire world pink. Today, we're going to dig into how they pulled that off and build the digital marketing playbook for 2026.
Just think about the Barbie movie for a second. I mean, it was absolutely everywhere, right? You had partnerships with Airbnb creating a real-life dream house. You had the whole Barbenheimer thing going viral. Mattel didn't just create a campaign. They created a global phenomenon. It really proved that the best marketing doesn't just feel like an ad. It weaves itself right into the fabric of our culture. But look, that Barbie campaign wasn't just a lucky break. It was a total masterclass in modern marketing. So that begs the question, how can you replicate that kind of success? What's the actual blueprint for capturing the world's attention as we head into 2026? Well, let's figure it out. That kind of massive cultural moment, it just doesn't happen by accident. No way. It's built on a really solid foundation, a framework of digital channels that connect brands to people wherever they happen to be online. On the surface, digital marketing seems pretty straightforward, right? You use digital tools to promote stuff. But the real magic, the art of it, is in understanding the unique power of each and every tool. It's all about knowing when to use a scalpel and when to bring out the sledgehammer. Because in this digital world, not all channels are created equal, not even close. Let's think about the two absolute giants of digital marketing, search engines and social media. When you're on Google, you're basically fishing with a rod. You're targeting a specific person who has a very specific need, and they're actively trying to solve it right now. But on social media, you're casting a wide net. You're not just trying to make a quick sale. You're building a community, you're sparking conversations, and you're turning people who are just passively scrolling into passionate fans who actually do your marketing for you. And the absolute foundation of being visible on search engines is SEO. The goal here is pretty simple. When someone asks Google a question, you want your website to be the most relevant, the most trustworthy, and the most helpful answer they can possibly find, all without having to pay for an ad. But here's the thing about those channels. Search, social, email, they're just pipes. The water that flows through them, the stuff that actually grabs attention and builds that crucial trust, well, that's your content. And the quality of your content, it determines everything. The advertising legend David Ogilvy absolutely nailed the golden rule of content decades ago, and honestly, it's never been more true than it is today. He said, "Tell the truth, but make the truth fascinating." See, in today's super crowded digital world, just being authentic isn't enough. You have to be captivating too. So what does that actually look like? Well, authenticity is Jenny's Splendid Ice Creams showing a cool behind-the-scenes video of them whipping up a new flavor. Fascination? That's what Velcro did with those hilarious music videos about trademark law. I mean, who does that? They made a boring topic totally unforgettable. Dove's Cost of Beauty campaign tapped into some seriously powerful emotion to spread its message. And just having a distinct personality, maybe a fun brand mascot, makes you instantly recognizable in a sea of sameness. Okay, but creating great content is really only half the battle. You also have to make sure people can actually find it. And this right here is where things are getting really interesting, because the way search engines work is going through its biggest revolution in probably a decade. You see, thanks to all these huge advances in AI, Google has evolved. It's not a simple keyword matcher anymore. It's an answer engine. It doesn't just see the words you type in, it understands the context, the nuance, and the real intent behind your question. So it's no longer about trying to trick an algorithm. It's about having a genuine conversation with one. And this new reality? It demands a whole new strategy. We call it semantic SEO. This is a total game changer because it means you can't win anymore by just stuffing a bunch of keywords into your content. The goal now is to become the go-to expert on an entire topic, answering every single question your audience could ever have and proving you're genuinely there to help. So how in the world do you build that kind of authority? The answer is a strategy called topic clustering. I want you to think of it like a spider web. You start with a central pillar page. That's your huge, comprehensive guide to a main topic. Then you create a bunch of smaller cluster articles that dive super deep into specific subtopics. And by linking everything back to that main pillar page, you create this powerful web of expertise that basically signals to Google, hey, we're the real deal over here. So with AI just churning out content like crazy, how does Google separate the good stuff from the noise? The answer is something called EEO.
It's a framework that stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. It's all about proving a real live human is behind the content. Experience means showing you've actually used the product. Expertise is about showcasing your credentials. Authoritativeness is earning respect and links from other experts. And trustworthiness, that's just being transparent and reliable. It's the ultimate quality filter for the age of AI.
And listen, mastering this new trust-based approach, this isn't some small-time game. The prize is a piece of the projected global digital ad spend for 2026, which is a staggering $786 billion. This is the main marketplace where the world's economy connects with its customers.
All right, so how do we pull all of this together into a plan that's clear and that you can actually use? Let's use an analogy to build our own little GPS for 2026. In the past, you might have created a marketing plan at the start of the year and just followed it step by step, like an old paper roadmap. Well, that whole approach is basically obsolete now. The digital world changes by the minute. A modern strategy is like a GPS. It's using real-time data to navigate the twists and turns. Your channels, search and social, those are the roads. Your authentic, fascinating content, that's the fuel in the tank. And your deep, semantic understanding of your audience, well, that's the destination you've plugged in. It's dynamic, it's intelligent, and it's constantly recalculating the best possible path to connect. So, as we look ahead to 2026, the real question isn't how can I make more content, it's how can I become the most trusted answer? Because in a world of infinite information and endless noise, trust is the ultimate currency. So the question is, how are you going to earn it?